Good day, everybody. It's Greg Schnell, and I am here with your Daily 5. First of all, I want to talk a little bit about the precious metal space. It's setting up really nicely after making a low in early October. The market has been pushing higher, and one of the things that is really starting to set up from a backdrop perspective is this core inflation seems to be moving farther away from the Fed's level of control. And so one of the typical hedges against inflation is gold, and I realized it's very unloved. That's probably one of the reasons I like it the most. But I will say that a lot of the gold charts have been improving over the last few weeks, and so far this week, on Wednesday, November 10th, they were breaking out. So I think it's a good day to kind of put gold on the top of the list. So what we see here is a big downtrend in price pattern, and this downtrend has been going on for about 6 months, since May, and now all of a sudden the chart this week is breaking out above the downtrend line and sits right below the 40-week moving average. What I would expect to happen here is that the chart goes on quite a run. Now we have one very longer-term resistance line just overhead that started last August, so it's a 14-month trend line or 15-month trend line right now, and I would expect this to break out to the upside. So yes, we have a couple of things to get through: the 40-week moving average and the trend line. The reason I like it so much is this big momentum trend on the PPO has started to break, and with that break, there's a good expression that said, if you don't change your momentum, you're probably not going to change your trend. I wholeheartedly agree with that. And so to see this downtrend in momentum start to break as price breaks out of this 6-month pattern, and with big views on the longer pattern, the 14 or 15 month, I think this has an excellent opportunity to break higher. The full stochastic is moving above 50, typically bullish. And then I want to see the SCTR ranking really start to outperform here. So what I like, especially in commodity related trades, is when they're trading below 25 and they start to break out and push above. To me, that's really positive. We had a brief period of that back in May, June, and then it rolled back over. Maybe that's what happens again. I actually think this time, this 14-month downtrend looks ready to break to me and looks good. So then I've got Ecolab, which is a specialty chemical stock, and you can see that it's made a 15-month resistance level, and we've broken through that 18-month resistance level. We're breaking through that this week. I think that's pretty important. We also see this big downtrend in momentum, same thing that we saw in gold, in the Barrick gold chart, and it's breaking through that, pushing up to a higher high here. I like the fact that it moved above zero, pulled back, and then is starting to take off. Very bullish, in my opinion, on the way this is setting up, and the whole specialty chemicals area is one of the areas that on gregschnell.com we've defined as an area to look at for further gains in stocks. I could have drawn a line on here on relative strength, but it's breaking out a little bit. I wanted to go a little bit higher here, and then it would be at 5-month highs on relative strength. That would be very bullish. And the scooter ranking I've got on this chart is sitting at 50%, and it's pushing above it right now. It's now at the highest level in over a year, so something's changing on the stock, and I think this is a good reason to look at Ecolab. Okay, Church & Dwight, non-durable home products. Well, what we like about this, you see this big downtrend that we had coming in 2020, and when it broke out, it wobbled a couple of days, and then when it finally started to make higher highs, this was important, and it went on a really good run, and I don't know if it's a 2-month run or a 6-month run. I'll just say that in this particular case, the stock broke out to new 52-week highs this week, and on doing that, it's also breaking out a big momentum downtrend. PPO momentum has moved above zero for the first time in a while. But our relative strength downtrend is also breaking. The full stochastic, 2 weeks ago we got the first surge, and then it's gently building onto that now, and I feel like it's ready to pop higher here. So the breakout to the new 52-week high, the trend line break on the PPO momentum and on the relative strength compared to the S&P 500 all add up to a pretty good formula. We also see that the SCTR ranking is at the highest level that it has been in a year, and hopefully that's another sign that people are more interested in that stock than they have been in a while. Okay, I want to show this example because I also posted this chart in my October Your Daily 5. I haven't updated the chart at all. The big thing that we noted right back then was the downtrend in momentum was breaking on the PPO momentum indicator, and we wanted to look for that as a clue that this big downtrend is over. We had the price kind of wobbling in here, and I think it was around October 10th or 15th that I had posted this chart. So what you can see here is it was starting to turn up, picking up. It wobbled for a couple of weeks. Last week was a strong one. This week is another strong one. If it gets through this 18.8 here, it's at 2021 highs. I think the stock has a lot more room to go to the upside here. And what you see on the relative strength, it is at 4-month highs now. It's definitely changing its character. It hasn't done that for a long time. So all of these things add up to me to suggest a stock ready to break out. A word of caution, I do own this one, and I've owned it for a while. I bought it after I recommended it last month. So I think this is a very strong area to look. My final stock is one that I don't usually get involved with, something like transportation, global ship leasing. I'm very impressed with how this stock has been trending higher. The momentum indicator has been declining and it looks like it's ready to turn up right here. You can see that the PPO histogram is getting smaller, telling us that the lines are getting closer together as this stock ramps up. So it broke out to new all-time highs this week. What I like is the volume is already at the end of Wednesday is already at average volume, and we're going to blow through this here. This volume looks big and looks like it wants to surge meaningfully higher. Relative strength, it's been outperforming the S&P 500 for a while. I just think we've had a nice 3-month consolidation and we're on our next leg higher, so it looks like it's ready to turn up. One of the things I like to do with the Your Daily 5 when I'm doing it is try to take into account the macro factors of what's going on around us. And on Wednesday, we had Bitcoin kind of drop meaningfully. We had some of the high growth names pull back hard. So a lot of the charts really on Wednesday started to change. I'm trying to find some stuff that's farther off the radar, not Microsoft and names like that, but something really unique. So hopefully some of these are good ideas for you. If you like the presentation today, you can always go over to gregschnell.com, check out what's going on over there. There's a whole column called free stuff, and you could check that out. My strength index, which kind of rates the overall momentum for the market as I measure it, is currently at 69%. It had been as high as 80, but it still has pushed up nicely from down around 3% in early September, building up and really starting to accelerate. So this the market trend has been trending higher. It's now rolling over a little bit, and it makes me want to be a little bit more cautious. But some of these picks, I think, are off the radar and away from so much of the index-driven behavior. Anyway, there's a free trial at gregschnell.com/explorer. You can go there and try the website, get a 2-week free trial, and work through that. And with that, thank you for watching Your Daily 5. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're going to bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.